Hello and welcome. In this session, we are going to see some basics about PostgreSQL internal authentication. So this is going to be one of the important topic when we discuss about the PostgreSQL internal authentication. So the internal authentication is Postgre is managed through pg_hba.conf file. So if we simply say I have to authenticate my client, the only thing which we have to log into pg_hba.conf. And the other thing, if you are there in the cloud, you need to make sure that inbound rules to that particular machine has to be properly set up. So let us see some basics about the hba.conf. If you simply grab something called as method, so if I simply say, okay, let me where I am right now. Okay, so I'll say dollar $pg data slash, okay, yeah, like this. So if we grab the method in pg_hba.conf file, you will be able to see there are 5 methods which are defined in hba.conf. That is trust, reject, md5, password, and SCRAM SHA-256. So we are going to see some basics about these things, like how the authentication happens in PostgreSQL using the pg_hba.conf, which controls the client side authentication. So if you see the pg_hba.conf, it looks like this. So there are 5 columns which are there. So the first one, it is type, second is database, third is user, fourth is address, and 5 is method. So in this session we are going to see the basic about that method only. So let me go back to the notepad. The first column of our pg_hba.conf, if you see the first column, so we have something called as local. So local, it is used for the Unix domain socket. So it is used for mainly the intercommunication between the Unix process and the socket itself. And the column number 2, which is for the database, it is used for the database. You have to mention the database name. If it is set to all, so the second column, it is about the database. If it is set to all, then all the database which are there in the Postgre cluster will use the same authentication method. Let's say if here, if I say host all localhost /32 ident, that means all the databases which are there in this Postgre cluster, they are going to use the same authentication method. That is what we need to understand. The third column, which is the user, so it is about the user. It can be set to a separate authentication method for different user, or when we say all, if we say all, that means this particular authentication method is applicable for all the users. So we need to understand, for the database, when you say all the database in that cluster. When we say user, all the databases or all the users. The fourth column is all about the IP address. So either we say the range of the IP address, the CIDR range, or the particular IP address, or the range of the IP address. The fifth column, which is in discussion over here, is about the authentication. So we have 5 methods of authentication, and we will see what are those and how can we use them. So if you see about the first authentication, so this is the last column in pg_hba.conf. The first one is trust. As mentioned in this example, we are not going to do the demo. If you see host, all, this is localhost entry /32 and trust. If we say trust, that means anything on the local host, they all will be going through the trust authentication method, and they all the connections will be accepted. If we say any host which is not local host, that has to be rejected. So we will say host all, and then we will mention the local host, and then we will say reject. So anything which is not coming from local host, that will be rejected. So if you wanted to do the testing, you can do it like this. You can log in from the local host. You simply say PSQL postgre-h. You mention the local host -u postgre. If you have mentioned the trust, it is going to allow uh, your uh, your connection. If you go for the reject authentication, if you have mentioned the IP address other than your local host, then it is going to be rejected. So that's about the trust and rejections. Why we are discussing specifically about it? Because in the recent few demos we have seen that we have used the trust for the replication user. So we need to understand why we are allowing the replication user to use the trust, because we wanted it to go through without any sort of hindrance. The third authentication method here is MD5 authentication. So when you are using the MD5 authentication, you need to provide the password. Without password prompt, it is not going to let you go through. So if you say host all, let's say I'm giving localhost /32 MD5, and if I fire this command now, PSQL, the username is postgre -h, and let's say we are giving the localhost itself and the user is postgre, then it is forcefully going to prompt for the password. You have to enter the password, otherwise it is not letting you go inside the database. So that's about the MD5 authentication. And the next one in this is SCRAM authentication. So it is one of the most secure authentication method, wherein you wanted the cryptographically hashed security mechanism. Then in that case you have to use this SCRAM authentication. So what you have to do is, from your Postgre database, you have to set the password encryption equal to SCRAM SHA-256 cryptography, and then you will say alter user. Let's say in our case we are using it for the Postgre user, then we will mention the password whatever you wanted to do it. Then in hba.conf, in the fifth column, you have to say, you mention this something like this. So what it will do is, it is going to do the SCRAM authentication for your Postgre user. So that's all about the basics of internal of Postgre authentication in PostgreSQL. So just a repetition, what are the different modes of authentication? So we have 5 modes of authentication which you can test very easily. So let me repeat it once again. So you have it for trust, reject, MD5, password, and SCRAM SHA-256. Trust, you trust and you allow it. Reject, you say I don't want anything other than this particular range of IP to be accessed. You reject that. MD5, when you say it has to forcefully prompt for the password which is secured, and if you say password, that also going to prompt for the password, and the finally is the cryptographically encrypted one, then you say the SCRAM 256, and that's how these things are going to happen in your PostgreSQL. And everything has to go through the pg_hba.conf, because it is going to control your client side authentication. So it's just the basics. We will try to do Tamo sometimes later, but this is all about the authentication. I hope this is going to help, and thank you.